Hello and welcome back to TEW 2016 Challenge Run. We're here with episode 36 and it's Monday Night Raw, week 1 June, fresh hot off the heels of Money in the Bank as the Red Brand starts their 4-week journey to Extreme Rules. Without any further ado, let's go into the show. We start with what will be a pre-tape just of Nikki Bella in our office talking about a successful Money in the Bank pay-per-view, new United States champion, new Raw Tag Team champions, and Miss Money in the Bank, Sonya Deville, member of the Raw roster, but how we're going to keep that rolling tonight because it's going to be a showcase for our tag teams. As the Usos proved that they are the top tag team on Raw, they beat the Revival at Money in the Bank. So, we're going to pit 2 more of Raw's best tag teams, the Revival, the former tag team champions, and American Alpha. The winning team goes on to Extreme Rules to face the Usos for the Raw tag team titles. The actual show opens with Braun Strowman and Babatunde in the ring. Braun explaining why he came out and attacked Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. Basically, he would give the old school, I don't have to explain anything to you, but I'm going to anyway. Says that his loss to Seth Rollins at Backlash was embarrassing and he needed time to become a monster among men and prove that monsters aren't to be made fun of. And he has Seth Rollins running around here bragging about how he slayed Braun Strowman and how he's better than Braun Strowman and how Braun Strowman is not a threat. Well, look at Braun, look at Babatunde. A combined about 800 pounds of humanity. We're a threat to anyone. And in reality, Seth, if he wants that Universal Championship, he can just take it. And as for EC3 and Drake Maverick, in the main event, Braun and Babatunde are going to deal with them when they face Mojo, Rawley and EC3 in tag team action. We then get Nikki Bella's hot tag team action as our hot opener of Monday Night Raw, and the Revival defeat American Alpha in an AEB, which is a very good tag match. When Jason Jordan gets pinned with a shatter machine. Excellent cam on both teams. Gable somehow getting an 84. I don't know where he became so good from, but I'm not going to complain. You just need to try and get Jordan up there as well. Then you've got a chance for tag teams to possibly main event the show. Sasha Banks and Bayley are backstage talking about their victory last night over Aaliyah and Tainara Conti when they are interrupted by Titus O'Neil, Dana Brooke and Natalya. And Titus explains, he's like, you see, after your win over Aaliyah and Conti last night, you've defeated every single women's tag team here on Monday Night Raw for the titles. But there's one team you haven't faced for the titles yet, that is Dana Brooke and Natalya. So what do you say, as friends, you give my girls a shot? And Sasha and Bayley like, yeah, we're the defending champions. We'll take on anyone, anywhere. And they agree to allow Dana Brooke and Natalya a shot at the gold. Or silver. No, it's gold. I'm thinking of the actual men's tag team titles. Later on tonight. But we then get an in-ring promo from the new Miss Money in the Bank, Sonya Deville, talking about how she came in as a lackey as part of Absolution with Paige, and since then she was stuck being seen as Mandy Rose's friend, because anyway, you looked at Mandy, she was the gorgeous blonde, everyone saw her as the breakout star, and Sonya was just her lackey, her little friend. But last night she proved that she is serious business, and that she will cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase anytime in the next 12 months and prove the world wrong when she becomes Raw or SmackDown, I guess, but mainly Raw Women's Champion. And then she is in action against Mickie James. Gets a 72 B-. God damn. 64 for Sonya, 66 for Mickie James. Change Mickey's gimmick as an average. But I was not expecting a rating that good from this. I'll take it. I guess I put the briefcase on the right woman. Adam Cole comes out. Rest of UE by his side. And he's not happy after he lost his chance to become Mr. Money in the Bank at Money in the Bank. Go figure. And he says, I know what this is. This is Nikki Bella. She has a conspiracy against the Undisputed Era because we showed her up on her first night here. And ever since then, she's been out to get me and the rest of UE. So, Nikki, we're going to come out here. We're going to address this man to boss, man to woman. And you're going to come out and explain what your beef is with Adam Cole, baby, and the Undisputed Era. And, of course, he would be interrupted. He wouldn't be interrupted. He'd wait, obviously, Nikki Bella's music wouldn't hit. And then he'd be like, come on, Nikki, haven't got all day. And then somebody would come out. But, of course, it's not going to be who he wants it to be. It's the phenomenal AJ Styles is back. Armed with a steel chair. And comes to the ring. And no, he'd come down the ramp. They'd send probably Bobby Fish up to run at him towards the ramp. On the ramp, gets twatted in the midsection with his chair, twatted across the back. Then AJ would make a beeline for the ring. Adam Cole would dip as Kyle and Roddy took the brunt of the assault. As Adam Cole would run up the stairs through the crowd. And we stood at the top of the steps, like, to leave the arena through the crowd with AJ on the turnbuckle pointing at him with a chair, going, I'll get you. So, AJ Styles is back, and he's not finished with the Undisputed Era. But then, the women are killing it today. Dana Brooke was part of a B- match. But it's the Boston Hard Connection defeat Titus Worldwide. Natalya actually takes the fall here because Dana is actually the one I think needs to be brought up. Natalya on this game has great psychology, so she'll always be fine. But Dana is sort of the one you need to try and get up with this duo. Putting her with someone who has in the game has great psychology and has excellent chemistry with her would do her wonders. So I kind of don't want to beat her too often. But yeah, Sasha and Bayley retain the titles. After the match, they are jumped by SmackDown's Mandy Rose and Carmella, who attack them from behind, toss one of them into the ring post, then team up and hit a double finisher on the other one before leaving. They have jumped the barricade. They're here on Raw, the two SmackDown women. What is their purpose other than, of course, to challenge for the titles? Another Shooting the Breeze segment. Tyler Breeze, Aaliyah and Conti come out. And Tyler Breeze welcomes his guest, our new plucky underdog, fantastic United States champion, he'd say, obviously with sarcastic undertones, Johnny Gargano, who comes out looking very straight-faced and stern. And Breeze is like, what's up, Johnny? I thought you'd be over the moon after you became Johnny United States champion last night and beat Samoa Joe. And he's like, yeah, I was. I was in a perfectly good mood until I got to the arena today. It's just, why am I back on this show? Why are you still inviting me on every single week? I mean, I know the answer, because you want a United States title shot. And Breeze is like, no, I just want to interview the new champion. And Aaliyah and Conti would get in Johnny Gargano's face, and Johnny would be like, maybe I would give you a shot if you weren't so desperate for it. Maybe if you actually started picking up wins instead of sitting here interviewing people on your furry couch, you'd actually get a shot at the title. And then that's when Aaliyah would step in and slap Johnny Gargano. And before Gargano can retaliate, not that he would hit a woman, but he would get angry. But Samoa Joe would come out anyway, and he would claim that it was a fluke that Gargano beat him at Money in the Bank, and that Tyler Breeze has no right to a United States title shot because there's only one man they need to get in line behind, and that is the man who was the champion since WrestleMania. And at Extreme Rules, Joe wants another shot at Gargano, and he will get his title back. And Gargano's like, Joe, I don't understand why you're so angry, because it wasn't a fluke. I beat you fair and square, and if you did recall, you were the one who called me out instead of vice versa. You randomly choked me out because Ali won that Money in the Bank qualifier, and you weren't happy about that, so you took your frustrations out on me, and I took my frustrations out on you and took your title. And then Joe would get in Gargano's face when Mustafa Ali would join in, and this would just, Ali's presence would just get under Joe's skin, because ever since February these two have hated each other. And Ali would be like, well, if this whole situation started because of me, maybe I need to also be in line for a shot at the United States title. And then Breeze would step back in and be like, this is my show, get this under order. I didn't invite either of you two out here. He'd be like, Johnny, I invited you here because I wanted to talk to you. Joe, I didn't invite you out here. And then Joe would give him like a stern look, and then Breeze would sort of back up, all scared, and be like, but I guess you're fine. You're fine, you can stay. And then he'd be like, Ali, you need to go to the back because no one wants you out here. And Ali would be like, actually, if you want to back up those words about you needing a United States title shot, how about me and you, one-on-one right now? Breeze reluctant, but eventually has to take the match. 77B-. Ali defeats Tyler Breeze with the 054. So, tensions rising in the United States title scene, with 4 men now vying for the gold. Why has she not got her? Okay, never mind. Becky Lynch comes out and hypes herself up, saying she's the man after she got another victory and retained her red title at Money in the Bank, which would bring out Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan. And Ruby would be like, Becky, I can't believe this. You claim you're the man in this division. You claim you're the top woman, but here you are bragging about what was a cheap victory because Sarah accidentally attacked me, accidentally hit me, and cost me my shot at the gold. And she's like, trust me and Sarah, we've talked this through, and she knows, and she'd get really aggressive towards Sarah Logan and be like, she knows she'll never do that again. And when Becky defends her title against Ruby Riott again at Extreme Rules, it will be inside a steel cage, and there'll be no outside interference necessary. And Becky would be like, okay, I don't understand why you think you can just come out here and challenge me again, but I'm the man, I'll accept any challenge you put in front of me. I'll take you on Extreme Rules, I'll have the steel cage match. But it seems a bit counterintuitive, don't you think? Because you're the one with this squad, yet you're the one who wanted to lock your own friend out of the cage. And Ruby looks at Sarah and is like, Sarah's not my friend. Sarah is merely here to try and do what's right, but she's proven herself as a loser and proven that she has no use to me or to anybody else. So it's going to be just Ruby Riott against Becky Lynch. No Sarah Logan necessary. And Sarah Logan, she sort of stood in the back, getting a bit upset at Ruby's words because Ruby was her friend. Her and Ruby and Liv Morgan were best friends. And then it looks like she's going to go and attack Ruby when Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas and Alexander Wolf are still on the outside as Bray Wyatt is in the ring with Sarah Logan. Becky and Ruby are just looking on like, what the fuck? And Bray Wyatt, much like he did when he rescued Alexander Wolf from Killian Dane, sees Sarah, you're in a vulnerable place. Ruby is a bad influence on you. She's taking her frustrations out on you when she should be taking them out on herself. I can guide you into the light. I can be your guardian angel, like I am with my own brother, like I am with Alexander Wolf. And him and Sarah Logan go away together, leaving Ruby and Becky alone in the ring. Very interesting turn of events. Bianca Belair gets a win over Naomi. Just the two losers from Raw's Money in the Bank. There would have been like a WWE.com exclusive segment of these two before Raw, where they set up a match and Bianca's blaming Naomi and whatever. And then the match happens and she wins with the KOD. Nikki Bella's in her office when we hear Tucky, and in comes Otis and Tucker Knight, Heavy Machinery, and Nikki, he's going to Nikki Bella, and Tucker's like, let me handle this, Otis. And he's like, you said there's going to be a big episode of Raw for the tag teams, yet me and Otis are sat here, we're not booked on the show. Me and Otis are the fastest rising tag team in this division, and we feel like we should be reprimanded with a spot on the show. And then we'd hear chatter from off camera, and then the Street Profits would walk into frame, and Montez Ford would be like, you call yourself the fastest rising tag team in Raw? That's us, my G, or whatever Montez Ford would say. He'd have his yellow sippy cup, and Otis would be like, can I have a sip? And Montez would let Otis sip the cup. And he'd be like, oh yeah, Ducky. And Nikki Bella would be like, okay, I see what we've got here. We've got a great opportunity for a showcase. We're going to have an 8-man tag team match coming up next. It'll be you four against, I believe it's the Ascension and the Roadies, Heath Slater and Dragon Aisu. And you want to be seen as one of Raw's top tag teams? Go out there and prove why. We get that match. Wasn't expecting anything great from it, but yeah, here it is. Heavy Machinery and the Street Profits defeat Heath Slater, Dragon Aisu win the Ascension. Otis scores the pinfall. Not much else to it. Just a showcase of the rest of the tag team division here on Monday Night Raw. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin then have a match in which Shelton Benjamin scores the pinfall over Cedric Alexander after a distraction from Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is here, and after the match, he gets into the ring and drops Cedric Alexander with a super kick, would jump on him and lay into him with punches before being pulled off by referees. So Dolph Ziggler has taken exception against Cedric Alexander for God knows what reason. We then get the main event, which is not great, but because it has got Mojo, Rawley and Babatunde in it, and because of the finish, when it all goes mad when Seth Rollins also comes out of a steel chair and lays waste to all four guys, leading to the segment at the end, Rollins with his chair, taking a chair to the back of Braun Strowman, Babatunde, EC3 and Mojo Rawley. He would probably hit Drake Maverick with the stomp as well, and then he'd hold up the steel chair in one hand, the Universal title in one hand, and roar into the air going, yeah, as Raw closes, and gets a $84B+, which is actually fairly decent considering the main event. Pretty jam-packed show, if I do say so myself. This is the first one. It's actually going to be over 20 minutes, I think, because we're at 19:30 right now, and I've got to put the intro in. So yeah, a very jam-packed episode of Raw. SmackDown shouldn't be as long because it's only a 2-hour show, but should be all just as eventful. There's only one way to find out, and that is to stay tuned, and I'll see you then.